All right, so today we're starting video number 3 on how to become a millionaire and create that wealth. Now, the first video we talked about how to become financially literate, and the way you do that is to read books and follow people that actually make that money. Okay, you have to follow millionaires. How did they do it? What they did? What their mentality was, and all that stuff. You guys need to build that mentality first. So you have to actually invest time in yourself to feed your brain with that knowledge. Okay. Once you do that, then you hit step number 2. Now, step number 1 prepares you for step number 2. What do you do in step number 2 that we talked about? You guys have to know where all your money is going. Okay. Look at your statements, see where you're spending your money at, and see where you can cut costs. Now, when you make money, you want to make sure that you put 15% of that into assets. Now, what are assets? Assets are things that can make you money. Okay. You either invest in the stock market or invest in something that's going to create wealth for you. Do not spend it on, hats, glasses, watches, phones, or any of that stuff. You don't want to have any kind of debt. Now, one thing that I am talking about here is being debt free. Why do you have to be debt free? So you can invest as much as possible. Okay. If you guys have any car payments, you guys don't want that. You guys want to own your cars. You guys want to own everything you have. You guys don't need any kind of debt. Okay. That's the thing you guys want to avoid because most of us can't handle debt. I've been in debt before and, it's never been good for me. So I've just managed to cut off all my credit cards, never use them again. But that's a key goal, guys. Getting out of debt. That is a big part. Most people are in debt. And again, like I said, that is a huge part. Get out of that debt so you can have more free money, put some money aside for savings, and get more of that money to create assets. Now, once you do that, then the next step, which is number 3 now, is to have patience and be disciplined. Okay. And that's where I am at right now. I'm hitting that goal. Now, for me, the main thing I did was invest. Now, I did have great jobs. I work as a financial advisor. When I was younger, I ended up working for Netflix. Then I worked for Warner Brothers, and then I worked Wall Street. And you get me now. I have my financial advising business and stuff like that. That I'm working with the big company. But again, when I had those jobs, I was making a lot of money, but I was spending stupid money, right? And I made a lot of mistakes there. I could have had so much wealth right now, but I kind of missed that opportunity. So I still got lucky that I invested into big, good companies that still created wealth for me. Okay. So I invested, like I said in my previous video, in a company like Apple and Tesla that were just huge potential growth stocks. I had enough money there for it to actually grow in 7 years and blow up. Now they blew up where they created a 7-figure income for me or a 7-figure worth. I did sell my Tesla stock. I kept some of my Apple stock. I actually kept a good chunk of my Apple stock, but I sold some of it. I bought into dividend stocks. I did, some trades here and there that made me more money, and I put it into dividend stocks like that. I started creating passive income. Now, what did I do with that passive income? I saved it up, and I bought a 4-unit condo. All right, I'm living in one of them, and the other 3 I rented it out. Now I put a huge down payment in there where my payment for the condo monthly was about $2,000. So here in California, paying $2,000 is completely insane, right? For a 4-unit condo. So I was paying $2,000 a month, but I ended up renting out those 3 of them. So I have one for myself, and 3 of them I'm renting it out for $2,500. Now I get $7,500 for that. What I do is I put about it's about 5,000 in it, so I'm doing 3,000 extra, and that rest of the money goes for the management company, so they can actually manage the complexes and stuff. So if anything breaks down or anything, they'll fix it. Um, and yeah, I'm paying for that. And then the rest of the money that's left over goes to the mortgage of it at the end of the year. So I'll be paying it off within 4, 5 years. Now, for me, I'm planning to move to a different state, a cheaper, better state than California. I just don't like California, but real estate here is good. So I'm keeping this property. So I'm going to be moving to Texas. And then once I do that, then I'm going to buy a decent home. Okay, so once I buy a decent home, I'm going to be renting out this one, so I'm going to be making about 10,000 now. So I'm going to be paying off that quicker. Once that's paid off, then I'll use that money that I'm getting, those $10,000 a month. Let's say I'll put, 2,000 again, what I'm doing to repairs and stuff like that, keep my people happy and that are living here. And then what I'm going to do is use the rest to pay off for that house. Now I'm going to be living in that house for about 3 to 5 years. And then what am I going to do? I'm going to get a bigger house because I'm going to start trying to create a family, have kids, and all that stuff. So if that happens, then I'm going to, rent out that house and I'm going to buy a bigger house. And then I'm going to own two properties and I'm going to have two incomes like that. Try to pay off this house as quickly. So when I get all that revenue from that and then this, then it'll pay out for my house. Now I'll be living in that house for about 3 to 5 years. And I'm just going to keep rinsing and repeating that cycle, be moving to a different home and then renting those properties out. So I'm going to start creating multiple properties. But right now I am 30 years old. I only own one property. And I know it's going to take time, maybe 10, 20 years. I don't know how long that's going to take, but I'm going to be patient with it. Eventually, I'm going to get to that goal, but I'm going to get to it later than sooner. And you have to understand that most people do not become wealthy by doing real estate. Okay. That's how you manage your wealth. Okay. And that's what I learned when I was young. I was like saying, hey, I want to buy a bunch of properties and flip them and blah, blah, blah. I mean, that was stupid. That was a stupid decision, me trying to do that because I was trying to get rich quick, but nobody really becomes rich from real estate. Okay. You do manage and start growing from real estate, but you do not become rich from real estate. You have to become rich first, and then you start stabilizing yourself where you can actually buy property, manage it well, and start creating wealth that way. So that's what I'm doing here personally. I'm just taking it step by step by step by step, right? And one thing that you guys have to understand is that when, for me, before, like I said, I used to spend dumb money, but now I don't. I micromanage everything I buy. And sometimes my girlfriend gets mad. She used to be more closed-minded about it, but now she's being a little more open. She's like, why don't you buy a new car? Why don't you buy a house? Why don't this and that? And constantly saying these things. And I'm like, well, why do I need a new car? My car is still fairly new. I bought it in 2013. It's a Hyundai. It has about barely 80,000 miles. I have no payments, no nothing. Why am I going to get rid of it and start paying payments on a new car? That just makes no sense. I mean, again, car's paid off. I pay a little bit of insurance because it's paid off, um, and it gets me to the places I need to get to. For me, I'm micromanaging all my money. I don't need to spend money on other things that I just don't need. People keep buying, things to make them look like they're wealthy. I've understood that I've worked hard for my money and I don't want to spend it on dumb things. I had AirPods and they broke and I'm not going to get new ones. I have wired ones. I don't need AirPods again. I'll eventually probably get some, but I don't care for them. I don't really need them. Um, Same thing with a lot of things. The Apple Watch, I've had this Apple Watch since whatever it came out, and this is Apple Watch 3. It works well. I like it. And there's no need for me to buy a new one. You get me? So, again, iPhone 11 Pro, Max, whatever. I've had this for what, a year or two, whatever the heck it's been. And I like it. It does a job. It's worked well for me. Why the heck do I need to get the new one? There's no need for it. What I do with it, I text, I browse. I use business a little bit in it, but that it's the basic stuff. My computer here, man, I'm just recording YouTube videos. People are saying, well, why aren't you investing more money into like a good camera, a good microphone, all that stuff so you can do better YouTube videos? I'm not a YouTuber, guys. Understand that. I'm not a YouTuber. I'm just here helping you guys, giving out information. I'm not going to spend money on things that I'm not making money on. If I made a lot of money from YouTube, then yeah, I would invest more money in it, but I'm not. And if I do monetize these YouTube videos, then I'm going to be getting that money back. So, there's no need for me to buy these things to make these YouTube videos better. There's no need for me. I'm not going to waste money on things that are not going to create wealth for me. You get me? And that's what I've learned. I've always constantly been seeing things that way now. And when I was younger, I was a little bit stubborn. Now I think about buying those expensive shoes. People are like, hey, buy these new Jordans, $200. That's not a lot for you. Yeah, it is. I could buy, you know, um, what is it, 369, about 9 shares of freaking AT&T, and that can create passive income for me. Like, I pay attention to all these little things, or hey, I can invest this into some real estate I want to buy into. You get me? So I pay attention to all these little things. And I've noticed that things have changed for me and I've learned a lot. And that's why I say this next step is huge, because discipline and being organized is going to get you to that wealth. And like I said, follow those last steps that'll lead you to this. And I understand not everybody gets lucky like I did. I mean, I would say I did get lucky, but I didn't in a way, because I understood that Apple was going to be a big company. They were starting to make a lot of revenue. Tesla was more a bit about luck. I mean, I just threw in some money in there, didn't really pay attention, and it blew up in 2019 and then 2020 and now 2021. I mean, it's had a good few years, and I mean, I made a lot of money because of that too. But Apple was something that I knew it was kind of gonna blow up. I didn't know it was gonna go this big, but I knew it had potential for something big. And I mean, I made the right moves and it worked out for me. And I understand that I mean, you guys are probably not gonna get that opportunity here, but you can still achieve those goals. I mean, maybe in different times, maybe, you'll achieve what I achieved at 40, but you're still going to get there. You guys got to push hard, be motivated, and keep working to achieve those goals. But like I said, being debt free is a huge part, because you can just do so much. Okay. And I've learned that, having debt, I used to have like a $5,000 debt with like Amex, and every month I was paying about $70 in interest rates, and I wasn't even paying attention. I was doing minimum payments of like $90. So 60 of those dollars was going to interest and 30 of those dollars was going to the actual payment. So I mean, it was slowly coming down. And I mean, it was just going to be something long term that I was just paying so much money in. And I was like, well, I have the money. Why the heck am I giving my money away? You get me? I'm paying $60 a month to have this debt where I have the money here and I could just pay it off. And I did. And I was just so like relieved when I did that. And it's just dumb things that sometimes we as people do. And we need to see that, we need to stop being those people that pay interest and be those people that get interest. You get me? If you have, $2,000, don't spend it on an Apple computer just because you want it. Invest into Apple stock. And then when those people pay Apple for that $2,000 computer, some of it is going to go to you. You get me? So instead of being that person that gives the money away, be the person that receives the money, and invest into those companies that are, you know, getting that revenue. So I mean, I've learned a lot, and I feel like you guys can learn a lot as well. Like I said, I'm 30 years old. I'm still pretty young. I'm still learning, and I've gone through a long process. And I feel like you guys, I mean, if I can do it, like I said, if I can do it, you guys can do it as well. It doesn't matter what race you're from. It doesn't matter where you come from. I mean, like I said, I mean, I'm a minority, lived in the ghetto. I mean, grew up in the ghetto schools, all that stuff. I grew up in a place where, a lot of people didn't come out, and I mean, I went in a high school where there was 4,000 freshmen or 4,000 people in the school, and only 300 people ended up graduating. You get me? So, I mean, I came out, I kept pushing hard, and I got ahead. I mean, people can do it, and people can really do it if they put their mindset into it. And like I said, once you build that mindset, once you gain that knowledge, you'll start to slowly understanding, incorporate that in your life, and like that you'll eventually build these steps to actually reach your financial freedom. And it's attainable, guys. You guys don't have to be making a six-figure income. You can make a five-figure income. You could be making 40,000, 50,000, $30,000 a year, and if you manage your money well enough, you can still reach your financial freedom. Okay, you don't have to be making a lot of money to reach your financial freedom. It's about how you manage your money, how you manage your assets, what you invest in, and how you allow that money to make you more money. You got to make sure you make that money grow. Now, there's a really good book that I want you guys to read, or you can listen to the audiobook, but it's a really good book. It's called The Richest Man in Babylon, or The Wealthiest Man in Babylon. I think it's The Richest Man in Babylon. Um, and it's a really good book that I think you guys should read. It's going to give you just so much knowledge. It's going to make you understand how things can actually work. And it's just overwhelming when you actually start working on it and start seeing the effects on it. And I know all of you guys that are following me, I know you guys are going to succeed. If you guys are following these steps and taking these patterns, gaining that knowledge, and taking the necessary actions to make these goals happen in your life, then you guys are going to succeed. It's not an if, it's not a possibility, it's of a when it's going to happen, and it is going to happen. You know, if it happens 20, 30 years from now and it happens, it's going to happen. But you guys have to take these steps, make it happen yourselves, because no one else is going to make it happen for you. But that's all I want to talk about in this video. If you guys still like the video, please like, share, and subscribe. If you have any questions, follow me in either the Discord, or ask me a personal question in my Instagram. You can add me there. We could have one-on-one talks, all that good stuff. And again, if you guys want to sign up with Acorns, use the link in the description down below to sign up with Acorns, and you'll be getting either free stocks, free money. Check that out. You can't lose with that. Great way to invest. Future self will thank you. And that's it, guys. Thank you guys for watching, and I will see you guys next time.